What's up, guys? Wanted to chat for a second. It's a little bit noisy, but hold on. You know, I don't talk about this very much, but maybe you've heard of it. Where you get a psychic sense of smell. You ever get that? I don't know. Comment if you have. Where you smell a certain smell and it reminds you of someone. I just got the smell that my mom likes, or likes, is when she was alive. Lavender. She's near. Yeah. Gone now. Ain't no lavender growing around here. Yep. Just like that, I smell lavender for a good 15-20 seconds. She's just reminding me I'm here. Yep. Anyway, I am going over to town, one of the towns here, because stop over here for a sec. Because the need for some things is starting to increase. Yep. Besides that, I'm trying not to smoke. And if I can help it, make things a lot easier for me. So, you know, I'm talking about not having to buy any tobacco anymore. It's a pain in the butt. Gotta go get it, gotta get filters, gotta get papers, or buy them rolled. Costs 3 times as much. Anyway, I am tired of all that jazz. And I'll just ease off here, try not to make too much bumpy noise. I don't know. This road might be better. Who knows? Some of them are getting fixed and some of them aren't right now. They get general road maintenance every so often, but it's general, very general. I got a couple of rattles in here. One you're hearing behind me there is my toolbox. Not sure what it's rattling on, but it's rattling. When I hit the right bumps. This is a nice little drive, a dirt roadway into Enterprise, Utah. It's a nice day out here. I'm gonna check the temperature here. Hold on, put my hand out. 69, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. 69 to 70, maybe 72, maybe. Yeah. Human thermometer is the best thermometer as long as it's not too cold or too hot. If it's too cold or too hot, well, you know, wouldn't be so good. You ever tried touching dry ice? Ooh, that'll burn you quick. With a freeze burn. Same goes for a hot potato. Don't grab a hot potato. Bumpy bump. This is 2400 west, by the way. If you was curious, which I'm going between Enterprise and Burrow. I guess it's kind of Burrow. Yeah, basically still. The real area of Burrow is about 3 miles that way. 3 miles or so, I guess. Yeah. The real central Burrow. But it's a big area as far as the town limits go. 400 square miles. It's the size of Burrow. That's in comparison to a good sized city like Salt Lake City, for example. Yeah, it's more about one or two people a square mile. It's just rough living. Gotta be ready for it, to deal with it. Temperature changes, first of all. Sometimes there's no water. I mean, well, it gets low, the ground. Happened to people up north in the northern desert. They had siding companies and train depots and all kinds of stuff. And then the water ran out. That's the end of that. Yeah. Town dried up. It's along the old Lewiston Railroad, I believe, railway. Goes from Lewiston over to, oh shoot, what is it? Golden Spike. Yeah, over that way. There's a little trick way you gotta go through to connect your way through. Kind of up a steep hill. Two-wheel drive SUV can do it with a little bit of speed, but, well, maybe not nowadays. It could be worse. I don't know. Just be ready to maybe have to turn around if you can't figure out the way through to the other road, which is the Golden Spike Road. From that road. That road ends. That old railroad. Somehow you're supposed to know how to take your way up to the other road. I wonder how many people don't figure it out, you know? It's not something to laugh about, but my goodness. It's probably 70 miles or so to that point. And then another 15 miles or so over to Golden Spike. Yep. Golden Spike Arena, that would be. It's pretty out there, I'll tell you what. That old railroad line, they took the rails off. Gotta be careful. Some of it's not the best to drive on. Got to go around some of the old bridges, but you get to see everything in desert beauty that you can imagine. Every kind of desert beauty. Everything. I recommend that drive to everyone in the western United States that's close to Utah. Do it when you got time. Yeah, I'll put a couple of links for you. So you can see the start point and a midpoint, I guess. Or that one area. I hope to find it on the map. With the Google Maps, I guess. And see if I can find it. It's a tricky thing to even do while you're there in person. But anyway. Snow in the mountains over there. Yeah. That snow is hard melting, isn't it? Anyway, that's right in the mountains up in the area where I want to go check some things out, but it's not melting fast. That's life, though. Sometimes it does. Just this year, got quite a bit in the mountains. Quite a bit in those mountains over there, anyway. Generally, compared to what I used, what's normally falls, which ain't very much. But some years there's more. And these storms this year have been kind of higher up and not dropping so low. So most of the snow went into the mountains. Some of it came down here. But that's all melted away. It's a warm year. A lot of sun activity, solar activity, makes it warmer. Of course. Turn up the burner a little bit, get a little more heat. She's on a high right now, so to speak. It does that for a reason. There's spiritual aspects to it for the growth of humanity, but also the physical aspects of the star itself. It torsions and untorsions over time, over and over and over. So somewhere in that whole ride of that cycle, then it puts out more heat every time. Sun cycles, yeah. I wonder if anybody's ever made a book or something about that. There's an idea for the illustration creator, huh? Maybe there's some kind of book, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I just know about it from reading about some things that explained it, Just a web page some years ago. And it was so long ago, I can't remember all those details too well. It was all very spiritual, learning them things. The reason behind it was very esoterical. I was having a Kundalini awakening, as they call it. Consistent and exciting and invigorating, and maybe not exactly like what explained in the explanation of it, but it was kind of like that when part of it began, after I started getting the ideas framed in my mind about what was going on. And I've seen it happening to other people around me. I thought, oh, there's something going on here. Yeah, quite incredible. If you haven't started your spiritual awakening yet, someday you will. It's part of your life. This time and now. Right in this time frame. Your time frame. My time frame. The world's time frame. There's my crows. They be watching and telling me to take it easy. Well, that's rough right there. Yep. They're not stupid. They know what's going on. When I'm not paying attention, they're there to help me out. I am 110% looked after, guys. I try to teach everyone this, and I hope lots of people learn. The animals are your guides out in the world. How come no one's ever told us this? I do not know, but I figured it out. Most of them will guide you if they can be around to do it, but there will always be a particular kind that will love you like family. Crows, I think those are crows. Yeah, probably. They could be ravens, but what? They're both the same kind of bird to me. You know, they're my spirit guides. They look after me. And there's a lot of them. There's 3 that stay with me, and 50 to 75 more out and about around in the world where I go. All over the place, in case those 3 can't stay close. I just thought about this the other day, you know, they can't be close to me all the time. There's no way. But when I first had the lot of them come around me, there was at least 50 or 75 all the time. And they were coming and going, coming and going, coming and going for weeks. From this big tree that was in my dad's neighbor's yard. Unbelievable. This was about 13 years ago. The middle of winter. Dead of winter. 13 degrees outside in daytime. It was a cold one that winter. But they did stick around nonetheless. You know, it didn't matter to them that it was that cold. They seen that some supreme stuff was going on there that I didn't even understand yet. On the paint of my dad's shed wall by the door, the paint was peeling away over time, and the way that it peeled showed a pictorial story of what I was experiencing. If you can imagine how that must have felt. You know, and I knew it wouldn't last forever, but it was there for me at that time. And it was just like, and you know, because it's funny, I was thinking about it and learning about Native Indians a lot in that part of my quest. That's where I got the spirit animal idea from. And those pictographs look like Indian pictographs. But I understood what everything meant. So I thought that was quite amazing. Oh, I'm running out of storage space. Storage space is low. But we'll make it over here to town. And just before I get into town, I'll stop the video, Sometimes there's sheriff around. Not that he'd care too much, but I like to show him that I don't want to drive stupid around traffic. Besides, I probably don't want to do that anyway, of course. Common sense. It's worth a lot and costs nothing. In a nice little town. Got some mountains around it. It's spendy to live here, but you know, it is what it is. It's far away from things and small. What Dad might have referred to as a 1 or 2 horse town. I gotta slow down here. There we go. Yep. Give you some view over this way for a minute. Getting into the thick of it just a little bit. I'm gonna stop the video after I hit the canal crossing here. Just after I go through it. One thing about living around here is the dust blows. You don't really see it all over, but it's around. It's around. Yep. Anyway, go ahead and check out one of them clicker linkies there with the end of the video. Subscribe if you like. Alright, talk to you guys later. Love y'all. Bye. Where's that button? There it is.